Hello everyone, welcome to the Anime Verse Hubs channel. Today we're covering episode 164 of A Record of Immortal's Journey to Immortality. Remember, this is based on the novel, so it won't be 100% similar to the Donghua version. Today we will dive into what to expect in the upcoming episode, and without further ado, let's go into the story. After his devastating confrontation with the Ghost Spirit Sect, Han Li made the incredibly emotional decision to return to his birthplace, Qingniu Town, a place he hadn't set foot in for over 100 years. The once small town had transformed into a prosperous settlement, but the familiar faces were all gone, lost to time. With a heart heavy with nostalgia, Han Li entered the ancestral hall of the Han clan, standing before the spirit tablets of his forebears. Even as a powerful, nascent soul cultivator, Han Li couldn't escape the overwhelming sentiment from seeing his long-deceased family members' names. Before we go deeper, don't forget to subscribe to help us reach our 10,000 subscribers milestone. Now back to the story. However, what happened next was absolutely extraordinary. The current descendants, led by scholar Han Tianqiu and burly Lei Feng, immediately recognized something shocking. The stranger's face was identical to the fourth great uncle depicted in their ancestral portrait. But Han Li had left as a child, so how could anyone know what he'd look like as an adult? Han Li quickly deduced that Lei Feiyu, his old cultivation companion, had left behind clues about his identity. When Lei Feng demanded how this stranger knew his ancestor's true name, Han Li made a subtle gesture that demonstrated his extraordinary abilities. With a gentle wave, a worn genealogical scroll floated from a wooden box and landed in his palm. The sight left both men speechless. Han Li spoke with the wistful tone of one who had weathered centuries. From this record, it seems you truly are the descendant of Lei Feiyu. Back then, I pursued the Tao with all my heart, leaving everything behind. I never thought there would still be someone who remembers. When Han Li spoke of sacred relics from his youth, his second brother's bow, his mother's wooden hairpin, the small pouch he carried as a child, each word pierced straight into his descendants' hearts. Only the true fourth great uncle could know these details. Overcome with emotion, both men fell to their knees with tears streaming down their faces. Unfilial descendants, Han Tianqiu and Lei Feng, pay respects to our fourth great uncle. After receiving their reverent bows, Han Li remained silent for a long while. In those days, I left home in pursuit of the Tao. I never imagined the Han clan would prosper so greatly. Truly, the affairs of the world are unpredictable. He spoke gently. Those who cultivate the Tao should not cling to mortal dust. I came only to look back once. Then I shall leave. When Han Li revealed that none in the current Han clan possessed spiritual roots, both men were crestfallen. But Han Li only sighed. Fortune differs for every soul. The path of immortality is not meant for all. To live peacefully in the mortal realm, that is already a blessing. He gave them jade bottles of precious elixirs for your ancestors' loyalty and righteousness. But what happened next was absolutely extraordinary. Han Li raised his hand, and over 1,000 gold-devouring beetles burst forth from his spirit beast pouch, coalescing into a radiant tri-colored spirit-devouring sword. His voice resounded with authority. This sword I leave in the ancestral hall as protection. Should the Han clan ever face annihilation, enter this place and draw the blade. It will protect you 3 times. But remember, each time it's drawn, within 10 miles, no living being shall survive. The descendants kowtowed repeatedly as Han Li handed them 2 more bottles of longevity pills. Consider this a token of fate between immortal and mortal. Before departing, he wished to see the old painting once more. A 17-year-old youth with an innocent smile. It was Han Li before cultivation, before power. His gaze grew gentle, touched with sorrow. A flash of spiritual light filled the hall, and Han Li vanished, leaving only his voice. Speak of this to no one. Keep the sword safe. My bond with the mortal world ends here. Not lingering long, Han Li continued his journey. However, only half a day later, something unexpected happened. Han Li suddenly stopped midair, his eyes narrowing dangerously. At the same moment, more than 200 miles away, a group of 6 cultivators halted. The two female core formation cultivators, Han Yunji and Liu Yu, turned pale. They'd been using a secret art to track Han Li through a restriction planted on his puppet. Liu Yu exclaimed, "Not good, he's stopped. Could he have discovered us?" "Impossible. At such distance, even an ordinary nascent soul cultivator couldn't detect us." But before they recovered from shock, Han Yunji's face filled with fear. "He's flying toward us!" Everyone panicked. Realizing their opponent's speed was unbelievably fast, Han Yunji immediately ordered, "Run! Head to the nearest Ghost Spirit Sect branch and ask for aid." Meanwhile, Han Li's powerful divine sense had quickly detected the strange spiritual force tracking him. Convinced these were Ghost Spirit Sect remnants seeking revenge, his killing intent roused immediately. For someone who dared track him, Han Laomo's philosophy was simple. If you uproot the grass, you must eradicate the roots. Thus began a world-shaking pursuit. The distance shrank to under 100 miles rapidly. Just then, Han Yunji's group stumbled upon another Ghost Spirit Sect team, led by cultivator Shun, who blocked their path, demanding an explanation for 6 junior brothers' deaths at Mount Taiyue. Liu Yu hurried to explain they'd never been there, but she knew the true culprit was pursuing them. As both groups quarreled, an overwhelming divine sense suddenly descended from above. The nascent soul monster had arrived. Cultivator Shun's face turned deathly pale. "You dare lure us into a trap? Men, scatter at once!" Both groups fled in different directions, unleashing every treasure and spirit beast, hoping even a nascent soul cultivator couldn't chase them all. Han Li descended where they dispersed. A cold sneer curved his lips as thunder rumbled. With a deep breath, the thunderstorm wings appeared on his back. The hunt began. His first target was a female Ghost Spirit Sect cultivator who specialized in the windfire escape technique. Confident she could outrun an early nascent soul cultivator, she was shocked when silver lightning flashed before her. Han Li casually released 5 blades of azure sword chi. She barely screamed, "Spare me!" before the sword chi pierced through her body reduced to ash. Her belongings were promptly collected. Next, Han Li released countless gold-devouring beetles, which transformed into over a dozen tri-colored flying swords that automatically chased down the weakest Foundation establishment cultivators. Meanwhile, cultivator Shun was still puzzling over this mess when thunder boomed at his ears. A massive azure greatsword flashed, and instantly he was cut down. Elsewhere, Han Yunji, riding her spirit bird desperately, glanced at her jade life detection plate and paled in horror. The glowing dots representing her companions blinked out one by one. Within moments, 4 Foundation establishment disciples had fallen. She realized she'd gravely underestimated her opponent. Gritting her teeth, she unleashed a forbidden secret art that consumed her life essence, pushing her spirit bird's speed to 1.5 times its limit. But it was too late. Thunder roared, and a winged figure appeared before her, blocking her path. Despair overwhelmed Han Yunji. She closed her eyes, resigned to death. But in the next instant, a surprised voice spoke. "Oh, it's you!" Stunned, Han Yunji opened her eyes. The attack had stopped. Yet the figure blurred again, appearing behind her and knocking her unconscious. When she awoke, Han Yunji found herself atop a desolate mountain, her spirit bird beside her, both unharmed. None of her belongings had been taken. Confusion filled her heart. Who was that nascent soul cultivator? Why had he spared only her? Meanwhile, far away, Han Li was flying through the sky at incredible speed, his body transforming into a rainbow streak. Cradled gently in his arms was another young woman, someone he held with careful tenderness. His destination was clear, the Luoyun sect. Can you guess who this mysterious young woman was? Comment your thoughts below. That concludes episode 164 of A Record of Immortal's Journey to Immortality. This episode showed Han Li's emotional return to his roots, the legendary protection he left for his clan, and that intense pursuit demonstrating how terrifying Han Laomo truly is. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Your support helps me bring you more amazing content. Until next time, stay tuned for more incredible adventures.